So day two was done. Our challenge today, we ended up losing. One of my team members, or one of my alliance members, Jess, um, kind of ended up getting us a little behind. No big deal. I was happy to hear actually that we did get to eliminate one person, so we could really kind of draw the line in the sand of our party. So I'm definitely sticking with my core teacher alliance. Say with the first group, I've heard Ryan say he trusts me from other people. I've heard Jess say that Ryan trusts me. So like I feel like we're all working together. I also told Jess today that I played previously. One, because sooner or later that might come out, if at all. And if it does, at least if she catches wind, she can run back and tell me. I knew from the jump, as soon as she started to feel bad about being the reason why we lost, or being a part of the reason, that I needed to secure her and make her very close to me. Um, she's just a loyal player, and she even said that, and I know that I can use that number. And if me, her, and Ryan can pull in Cara, one of the other stray votes, I think that'd be awesome. Speaking of votes, mine was for Thomas tonight. Nothing against the guy. I just really want to get the pot stirred and kind of create a little bit of chaos in the opposing alliance that, if it hasn't formed, will eventually. Um, yeah, fun, having fun. That's all.
Okay. Wow. Oh my god, what a second day that was. Um I was really looking forward to today. I was looking forward to getting to talk to everyone again, talking to people that I didn't get to talk to yet. Um so I was very excited about that going into that. I was excited for the challenge. The challenge was fine. We got the La La Land treatment there. We got a little excited that we won, and then we found out we didn't win, which is sad. I guess it would have been surprising if we did win, but it's fine. In the end, we both parties went to Crossroads anyway, so it is what it is. But oh my gosh, back at the camp, that was a time that was actually very stressful, talking, like switching rooms, talking to everyone, seeing who's in which room, not being able to talk to the person that you want to talk to, or someone that you haven't talked to because the rooms are full and people aren't switching. And then that was actually very, very stressful. Man, that was stressful. Trying to just figure out like where the votes are going. I know that there was obviously talks about Jess going, and then somehow Megan came into the mix, which was difficult because literally just yesterday, Austin, me, and Megan kind of like formed an alliance, and then for today, for her to come up and trying to like be like, oh no, like I like her, like she's good, I think we should keep her, but like everyone was kind of against it, was surprising, and that was difficult for sure, because I would have liked to have played with her longer, but played the game with her longer, but so that was surprising to me in the end, that's where the votes went. I am very interested to talk to everyone tomorrow about where the votes went, because there were 6 votes for Megan, 1 for Jess, 1 for Thomas, and 1 for me, which was very surprising. I wasn't expecting that. Well, I maybe a little bit. I was like, it could be, because I felt like I might have fumbled a few conversations in there, but now I know better for the next day of how to kind of navigate with everyone. I feel like I have a good feel for the people that I spoke to for the first time tonight, and then I feel like going forward, I think I know who I can actually trust more than some other people, I guess. So that was interesting. I really am trying to figure out who would have voted for me. That didn't feel good, so I hope that doesn't happen again. That was interesting, but I do feel like I have a new outlook, some new targets. There are some things that I mentioned to some people in some private chats that did get back to me through the person that I mentioned. So that really raised red flags for me, that I will be looking out going forward. But yeah, that was stressful. I'm definitely sad to see Megan go. But I guess it's the game. We'll see if she actually goes. You never know with the twist. And yeah, going forward, I definitely want to work more with Eli. I feel comfortable with him. I feel good with him. And I do want to talk to Austin more. I do feel like he's someone I can work with. And I also really liked my conversation with Ryan and getting to know Joseph. I liked them all a lot. I think they were really good people. So yeah, I'm interested to see what the next day will bring and how it will go. Yeah, but that was very stressful. That was a stressful time. A lot of emotions throughout this day 2, but still here. Let's go.
Man, what a night that was. Oh my gosh. Let's get into it. So starting with the challenge, it was so hard to like not laugh. I felt so bad for Jess, but at the same time I was just like, this cannot be happening. And I was so nervous too that like after she went, I would get my word puzzle because I was second, and it would be like the hardest thing in the world. I was so scared. I'd be like, well, 2 of us are shit in the bed here. But no, I locked that in. 4 seconds, I went, Survivor Royalty, bing, next. It was sick. And then after the challenge, things got messy, man. Like I was not expecting the scramble to be like that. Like I had an idea that people would be going for Jess, and I obviously didn't want that to happen. Like I like Jess. Me, Erin, and her spoke a lot yesterday, and it felt like we solidified something. And like Jess even said, like based on our core values, which is good. You want those type of people with you moving forward for this game. And I think Jess, especially after tonight, I think she'll see how hard I fought for her to stay and like the kind of seeds I planted around. So I think that's good for me. I think on the flip side, it's also good for me that Cara was a little bit hesitant with Megan's vote. She was like, I like Megan. And I think Cara was thinking like in numbers wise, like I don't want to get rid of Megan right now. But that's why I kept telling her, I was like, dude, don't even worry. Like you can just get in the fold with me. Like I got you. Like the people I'm working with, like we're going to need you too. I didn't say that explicitly though, obviously, because I didn't want her to know that I was working with so many people. And then Ryan, dude, what a hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Ryan came through with that, man. Like Ryan and I hadn't chatted this whole entire time. And then today was like the first time we got a chance. And I think we both just off the jump were like, finally, like somebody who I think has a similar mindset. Like we both just want to rip this game. We want to move through it where we can like be unabashedly ourselves and just talk through everything that we think. As like the minute I jumped in that room with him, I was like, dude, like let's just cut it out. Like I gotta tell you what's going on. I need someone that I can shoot off with. And I got Erin that can do that with, but like Erin's schedule was a little bit hectic this past few days. And so like I haven't had notes. Like I gotta tell Erin this. I gotta tell Erin this. Like in the challenge, one of my biggest things I wrote down was like Megan looked frustrated with Jess. And like maybe she did, maybe she was, I don't know. But I ran with it. I had to. I was like, yeah, Megan looked really frustrated. That's kind of upsetting. Like Jess tried her hardest. Oh, you know what I mean? So the Megan vote, I felt like such a dick though, because obviously like as we're going through the vote, but as we're going through the scramble to set up the Megan vote, Megan's just following me room to room, dude. Like, oh, let's go here. Yeah, you going to base camp? And so I was like, yeah, I am. Like, let's talk about it. So I was trying to like distract her and be like, yeah, it's Jess, like tribe strong. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I obviously didn't matter if she saw through it or not because she's out the door. But what Erin told me was, it's starting to like, it pissed me off at first. And now I'm just thinking like, Joseph, like when you kiss someone's ass as they go out the door, I can smell it on your breath the next day. So for you to tell Megan, oh yeah, Eli threw your name out. First of all, that's dumb because maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I have Jess is locked in with me. Cara locked in with me. Erin locked in with me. Ryan locked in with me. So yeah, I don't have Joseph, Austin, or Thomas right now, but like, I don't need them. I don't need them. Ah! So you're telling people that I put that out there, which isn't even true. Like, if we can all roll the tapes, put in a little note, Shane, because we can see that I said, let's just all pick one person that we want to rock with, and then that'll be, because there was 4 of us in that room, and if we all pick one, that's another 4 for the 8, and that leaves one person out. That's the easiest way to do it. And so I picked Cara, and Jess picked Erin, and Austin picked Ryan, and Joseph, who now is fucking save Miss Megan. He didn't pick Megan there, but now he wants to tell Megan, oh yeah, Eli threw your name out. You messed up, Bubba. You messed up. And like I said in my voting confessional, I'm gonna miss you, Megan, but your little canary Joseph is right behind you. Smooches. So tomorrow will be fun, man. Another day on expedition. I feel good. I feel good if we keep going with this tribe. I feel good if we swap. I just feel good. If we swap and I'm not with Ryan, Cara, Erin, or Jess, that's fine. Because I'll just start shooting down everyone I swap with. Oh, Joseph's a snake. You know what he did? Oh yeah, Thomas is so likable. Like, everyone on our tribe likes him. That's just why I'm keeping my distance with Thomas right now, because Thomas and I are too similar. Like, Thomas has that, like, he can like smile and laugh in a group setting. He can talk to people well. So
Okay, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I am so surprised that my name did not come up for that crossroads. Like, I wasn't present for the challenge. I feel like I painted a target on myself by talking about my past org experience, but apparently I'm good. So I don't know why, but we're gonna roll with it. I think maybe my charismatic, energetic, outgoing personality has won people over enough to where they're willing to overlook some of those things. But yeah, so tonight was interesting. I didn't really have a clear target in mind. Megan was someone that I didn't really connect with, so I'm pleased that it wasn't someone that I connected with very personally. Those people being like Jess and Cara and Eli. So I finally got to talk to Ryan tonight as well, and oh my gosh, it's like we just instantly clicked. We got to have like a little mini one-on-one before I think Eli joined us, and it felt like the first conversation that I had with someone in the game that wasn't super cagey. It felt like we were being really candid with each other, and we were both like talking about how Ryan also has org experience, but he wasn't really feeling like it felt right to bring up in the Team George chat, the base camp chat. So I think Ryan having past org experience is really great, and if we can click well together and work really well together, I think we could make a really great secret pair. So that's on my agenda for tomorrow when we're able to get some more camp time. Is I really want to get Ryan in a corner and just be like, look, dude, I feel like I really click with you. Let's work together. So having that alliance with Jess and Eli and Cara is great, but also having something kind of on the side. Because I mentioned in my last confessional that it feels like Eli is definitely going to be one of those players that is going to be a little bit of a string puller. He's definitely going to be gunning for Joseph, especially because somebody leaked that Joseph had told Megan, spilled the beans to Megan about Eli saying Megan's name. It totally wasn't me that did that, but yeah, I feel like having that alliance is really great. I feel protected and insulated in that, but I would love to get something going with Ryan because Ryan feels like a player that I can game with, and I need someone that I cannot have to be so cagey with, so careful with, and it feels like Ryan could possibly be that person. So definitely on my agenda tomorrow is to talk to Ryan. I also really want to compare notes with people and see like where the hinky vote for Thomas came from. I want to know who voted for Cara, and I'm going to assume that Megan voted for Jess. But who knows? I probably should have been trying to remember all of the votes. I'm going to try to start doing that in the future, but hopefully we don't go to another crossroads again. I'm very much looking forward to participating in the challenge tomorrow, so fingers crossed that all goes well.
Hey, well, we might end up calling these the Nightgown Chronicles because I am spent when I get done with these things. And I just want to go to bed. But I'm going to try something different. I'm going to kind of just talk like I'm talking to somebody because I was really nervous about my last confessional and I didn't feel good about it. So today, we knew we needed toilet paper and tape and a measuring tape and 3 rolls of toilet paper. And so I was trying to figure out what that could be, and I spent I don't know, like an hour and a half today. Um, Sorry, I spent an hour and a half today rolling toilet paper for an 8 foot thing down the line without trying to go over the line. And then the competition was balance toilet paper on your head. Yep. And I thought I'd be really good at that because I am great at balancing crap on my head. I don't know why. That's like a random skill set I have. But not today. Today, I started shaking and sweating, and my hair got real slick, and my body's doing this, and I could not pull it together. I really thought I was going to time out. And you know how a survivor is, right? You get someone who's like, oh, I'm really great at this. I'm going to do this in the competition. Oh, I'm so good. I'll take 2 turns. And then I tanked it like I have never tanked anything in my entire life. It was so embarrassing. Um, so I figured that's it, right? Game over. You know what happens there, right? And people were coming in and talking to me afterwards, and they kept saying like, I don't know who. They didn't really want to say a name, and I just thought they were all doing that because they were voting me. I mean, it just seemed obvious in my head. Um, and then I was in a room, and I'm confused about who I was in the room with, so that's super fun. Um, I feel like it was I feel like it was Joseph and I don't know. It was either Eli or Austin, and I'm names I'm not great with yet. And so we all picked someone we wanted to keep. And so they picked their people, and then they said, "Well, Jess, who would you rather keep, Erin or Megan?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I feel like I have a really good bond with Erin, um, and I think Erin likes me a lot." Um, uh, but like, I felt also like maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot because Erin wasn't there for this. She came in late yesterday, and maybe she's the other person on the block. So by saying I want to keep her, maybe I'm actually hurting myself. But that ended up not being the case. So then there was 4 of us that had said, I guess because Megan was left, they said Megan. And then I went into another room, and Joseph came in, who I'm a little nervous about because he doesn't seem like he's connected with me, but he told me that he was sent in by Megan to see if I was throwing her name out there. And I was like, what? Like, no, not what? Why is someone sending, like, is she in charge? Like, is she sending somebody else? And then I'm in a different, not room, I guess. I'm on like the trail or whatever. And Tom comes in and he says that um, hold on, that Cara, um, that Cara was nervous that I was going to put her name out because I said she was quiet. Um, I don't know. I that was never my intention. I was trying to mom love, but I also, I just, when someone doesn't talk, you don't know. And I am a big fan of listening for the crickets. And when you hear the crickets, you just got to know there's something not right. So I wasn't sure if she was if she's shy or if she, there was something wrong with her. So I went right to her and I said, I am not saying your name. I have nothing but, good feelings about you and da da da. So I tried to smooth that over quickly. Last minute, Tom comes in and says, hey, and who are you gonna vote for? And my volume was like, I don't know, something glitchy got happened. I couldn't talk. And then he was like, are you gonna vote for Cara? Are you gonna vote for Erin? And I think this is what he said. It was all so fast. Karen, I think he definitely said Cara, and then he said Erin, and then he said Megan, and it was really obvious to me that he was trying to save Megan. He had said before that he felt like she was in his first group and stuff, and you know, so I don't know. So the votes came through, and it was so first one Megan, second one me, third one Megan, and I expect the fourth one to be me, but then they say Hera, I think, and then maybe Thomas, and then all the rest were for Megan, and there's just so many things happening here. One, did Thomas vote Kara? And who voted for Tom? I mean, I'm not opposed to either, but like, what? And the second thing, my face was like this. Like, you could totally tell I was like expecting it to go like, Jess, 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 Jess. Anyway, not in like a Jess way, like a reading of the names. And so, that was that. And I don't know what happened there, but I'm really thankful that I made some bonds that in the beginning of the game that are helping me here. Um, uh, Other thing is, someone told me that they've played before. The guy with the baseball hat. I wish I could see them right now. Um, and he said I was his number one. Oh, it was Eli. Eli said I was his number one ride or die. Or he said I was his number one, and I was like, yeah, you're my number one because I like Eli, and no one else has said that to me, and I feel good about that. And he said he's played before, and that's like a secret he's telling me. I hope he's not pulling multiple people aside to tell them that. And he said if it comes out, I just need to act shocked. So I don't know. Um, just random things. Besides the fact I'm sad that Megan ended up. I mean, I'm happy I didn't get voted out, but I'm sad that Megan did because I thought we were going to have a mom connection, and I thought maybe she would be someone I could ally with. Um, Sad to me. Um, so that's that. I feel like there are a couple things that you guys don't know about me. First is I hate wearing makeup, and I put makeup on, not a lot, but I put makeup on for the last 2 nights. It's ridiculous, but I feel like I look I'm more confident in makeup, and I feel like people, whether they mean to or not, are superficial, and you see these other girls with all their makeup on, you know, me looking less like a tired old woman and a little more like a I don't know, something better. Has been something I have tried to do. My shirt today, I picked Love Always, and I picked that very intentionally to kind of go with the mom persona, the excited love mom that I am, but I've been leaning into for this game. Um, I want people to see my goodness. Yeah. Okay. So that, and then I guess, I'm a little in shock. Um, I don't know how it happened. I don't have, I think I have like a lack of a little bit of self esteem. And then it felt like, well, I probably would have kicked myself out after that, right? It should have been an easy vote for me. But there were people who fought for me to stay, and they actually meant it. Um, Erin for sure, Eli for sure. I think Austin and Ryan too. I'm unsure about Cara and Joseph, and I don't think Tom. Um, I don't think, I don't know. I'm not sure about Tom. But like, it's like when you don't think as much about yourself, and then you go and you just, I mean, I screwed up so bad.
I want to open this confessional with saying any stress or anxiety or panic I had in the last episode, any confessional you saw of me being like, I'm gonna die, blah, 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 that wasn't me. My twin stole my phone and he was freaking out. You get it, you know, he didn't have the full story. And so he was a little panicky. But Ryan's here now. We're back and we're feeling all right. Round one was interesting. I went in, I mean, the last round I was saying how if I had to vote somebody, it'd be Cara, Megan, or maybe Thomas, or Joseph. But I think I really highlighted Cara or Megan, and I was like, there's no way this happens. It just, I don't know. I didn't know why I didn't think it was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to happen. We get into the challenge. I tried to predict and be a help to my tribe I tried to be help of my team in the team chat with proposing what it could be for the exemption challenge, and I was dead wrong. Wasted at least Jess's time, and my time, but I don't care. My time's not that valuable, and was wrong. So I kind of lost the brownie points I would have gotten for being correct there. We get into the challenge. Jess said that she was super confident in bouncing on her head. So confident that she could go twice. It's a party trick. She can balance anything on her head. It's super flat. She showed a cup. The cup immediately did fall over when she showed us the example. And so a few of us made a face like, okay. We got into the challenge and that cup was replicated a few times over. Quick falls. And honestly, I don't care. I was very grateful that someone else did the balance. I said right away, I don't have good balance, blah, blah, blah. Eli said similar. And I'm glad someone else was willing to take that for me. I would have done just as bad out there, so I don't fault Jess at all for that. But I did think the attention was going to fall on her pretty fast for the vote. And I think it did. I think it came up in conversations when we first started discussing me, Thomas, and Megan got in a room. And Thomas was like, so here are a bunch of reasons to vote Jess, but it doesn't feel fair to do those. And here are a bunch of reasons to vote Erin, but it doesn't feel good to do those. And I was like, well, what are we doing then? And he couldn't say anything. And he left, and Megan immediately was like, I'm about tribe strength. And I was like, cool. And I promised them in that call, I was like, I'm not going to vote y'all. I won't even vote y'all on this tribe, blah, blah, blah. Don't know why I said that so fast, but I did. I have to live with that. And we start jumping around, and everyone's being cagey. But finally, I get in a room with Joseph, who tells me that a room of 4 all saved one person. And that left Megan unsaved. And so it's going to be Megan for the vote. And so the next 30 minutes of my life for this round, we're bouncing around to see, is that true? And the more I talked, the more it was. And I realized pretty quickly that your power wasn't getting one person off to the side or 1 or 2 people off to the side and just being like, what the hell's going on? Like, let's give it to me straight. And finally, the truth with Megan came out, blah, blah, blah. I was able to check in with everyone over the night, reassured with Austin and Jess that the little teacher trio from the water challenge was still tight. I mean, Austin was the one that put my name out there to take off the block in that group of 4. And then got to check in excitedly with Eli and Erin separately, 2 people that I really wanted to talk to. I think Eli and I might just be grouped together naturally. We're both the same energy. He talks about Pittsburgh a lot, and I'm from Pittsburgh, so he's not doing us any favors there. And Erin, like I said, I really wanted to loop up with 2 people that missed a chunk of the first night, but also we both played these games, and I was less public about it, but I wanted her to know that she wasn't alone in that. I just didn't say it to put some attention to the 2 of us. People would think we know each other, blah, 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 because we do come from different circles. And so I went to get in with her, and apparently she was excited to talk to me because she saw my Discord account was old, and therefore I play video games. And she read me like a book, so that's great to know. And I think the 3 of us, we even ended up in a room together, and I think we really value the way each other think, and we all value the same people in Jess, and so I could see some loyalties forming there. I made more explicit loyalties with Eli in that case, and not as much with Erin, but something to work on. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to remember the word for it. Anyway, we come around to the boat, and right before we go into it, I told Megan at the start of the round I'd check back in with her, and I check in and I'm like, she's like, give it to me straight. I'm like, if I'm giving it to you straight, it's you or Jess. Blah blah blah. Chit chat. We have like 2 minutes left at this point, and eventually she's like, who are you voting? I'm like, Jess, I'm gonna be honest with you, or Megan, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, every person I've talked to has told me pretty straight up they're voting you, including the people that you just listed to me were voting Cara. So unless something crazy happens, it's gonna be you for me as well. But like, I feel bad because I told you I gave you my word, but like, it doesn't make sense for me to do anything else here. And she didn't seem mad. I mean, she didn't put a vote on me. She didn't seem mad, and that's good for me because there's something up. 2 people getting eliminated feels weird with how many days are in the schedule and how many eliminations that need to happen. Sending both of them out right now feels weird. And so if Megan comes back, I hope there's more frustration with the people that weren't straight up with her than there is with me. But in the same boat, I hope that she doesn't go and tell everybody, well, Ryan told me I was leaving, because then I'm just a loudmouth. But going into proper round 2, day 3, I think my top priority is getting in the ear of Thomas and just being like, hey, I know I told you and Megan I would never vote y'all on this cycle, and then I voted one of y'all. But like, that's not the guy I am. I think both of us were put in a position where we were at the mercy of the 4 who saved us. And then maybe even link up with Thomas and Cara and talk about that, how we were just saved at the mercy of other people. But I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling better. No advantages still, but that's all right. We all designed t-shirts with glory or death on them, and that's kind of the mindset I've been playing this game with and what I plan to play this game with. So I'll wear it proudly. I'll wear it figuratively the entire game, that I'm going for the glory or I will be out of this game, and I'll be leaving this game going for the glory. So yeah, wish me luck.
I got a vote tonight. What? Where did that come from? I'm perplexed. What? I'm having to evaluate a lot of things right now. I'm processing a lot. I'm wondering if Cara threw it in defense because I was comfortable voting for her because I realistically wanted to keep Megan tonight. I voted for Megan to not throw the rogue vote, and someone threw it on me instead. So part of me almost wished that I would have thrown one, but this is a big check for me. Clearly, someone thinks that I'm a threat. The conversations that I'm having with people seem to be really good. I feel good about a lot of people. I would say I'm a little worried about Austin. I'm a little worried about Cara now. And that duo is interesting. I also am worried about Ryan and Eli. They were in a room. They were by the fire for a long time, and a few of us clocked it. And then Ryan seemed to be the one to kind of drive the vote for Megan. I'm happy somebody took initiative because all of us were scrambling, and I'm happy that it wasn't me. But I am going to keep an eye on the 2 of them. I didn't get a chance to talk to Joseph tonight at all, but that's okay. He saw me lie about not knowing that there was a compass in play. He saw me lie about the emojis. So I hope that's enough for him to know that I'm not prepared to out that secret by any means. In fact, I really want to hold on to it. So I need to talk to him tomorrow. Otherwise, I made it. Not the first one out. I love it. That's all I wanted. Don't be the first one out. And I get to live to see another day with a vote out there, which I have a feeling is going to be a point of conversation tomorrow. I can't come on too strong. I have to act like it's no big deal, but I will probably fish a little with Joseph and with Ryan about who might have thrown it out there. Because again, I'm thinking it's Cara or Austin, but I'm not sure. So, we live to see another day. Let's go.
Hi guys, it's your favorite bitch here. I forgot I had to do this confessional, so I just got out of bed for this, and I'm so tired. I got up at 5:45 this morning. Anyways, we won the challenge, but had to go to Crossroads anyway, which sucked. And then everybody wanted to vote out Sandra, but I really liked Sandra. So I was like, okay, I'll do it, but I didn't do it. I voted for Annie, and that's just because, like, Sandra was really trying hard to get the idol, or the compass, I should say. And, oh, and Jen called us explorers. Jen was like, explorers, stop talking. And all I can think of is, like, from the Dora and the Lost City of Gold movie, when, like, when Dora, the explorer, pulled the knife out of her bag, and it was like, Dora has a knife. Oh, and then the girl that was in, like, they were held hostage. I'm breaking out. She was like, oh, of course Dora has a knife. I'll have to send the clip somewhere. But anyways, I'm safe. Well, I'm not safe, but Sandra didn't have an idol. So I voted for Annie just in case she did. And Courtney was like, let's vote for Annie. And I was like, okay, like, I'll fucking throw my vote. I don't care. So now, but I guess the good thing about this is that, like, I can vote for whoever I want and just go to bed. Like, nobody's going to be on call with me being like, who did you vote for, Aleaha? Did you throw your vote, Aleaha? So I think that, like, this, I can just be like, bye, see you tomorrow, bitches, at 7 o'clock. But anyways, this is a chaotic confessional. Day 2, this is my day 2 confessional. And then I had the toilet paper on my head, and I was walking slow. I was doing my model walk, and I was holding it like a ring, they said. Bar or Josh or one of them, they were like, you were holding the toilet paper like a ring. And I was like, you know it. I got a big ass rock on my hands. But okay, going into day 3, I'm just gonna continue looking for a compass. Why is my face breaking out? I'm gonna continue looking for a compass. I'm just gonna message Shane probably 3 times a day. Okay, bye. No. Bye.
Okay, day 2, and I'm thinking a lot of things right now, but the main thing that I'm thinking is who voted for me? Why? For one, like, dude, what type of threat am I to you right now? Like, I'm going to be helping out in challenges, and like, I'm just chilling right now. I'm not really doing anything that much, but like, the only reason I can think is, like, they think that I have a compass, and I don't have a compass, dude. Maybe it's because I was the first one to bring up the advantage thing. I just wanted to just talk about it, you know? Say, like, yeah, I figured it out. I figured it out, like, 12 hours after it was claimed, you know? Because Aleaha told me that she figured it out, like, at 11 o'clock last night when it was already claimed. So, yeah, I don't have the compass. And Sondra was, like, really just, like, getting to me. She's like, I think you have the compass. I was like, I don't have the compass. Why are you, like, prying at me? And I think I know that she is a reason why I got a vote tonight, you know? Like, I don't know if she's the one that voted for Courtney or if she's the one that voted for me, but whenever she got voted out, she said, Annie, look out. Girl, you are not looking out for my best interest over here, okay? I know that I'm not looking out for your best interest. Like, why are you telling me this to freak me out? Like, dude, come on. But anyways, so tomorrow, that is my big thing. I've got to figure out who voted for me. Got my bases covered, but I'm trying to cover them up a little bit more. I feel like I have a majority, but it's still a little hard to talk to these people. Like, I feel like today was easier than yesterday because there is a game to be played now. But once again, I find it difficult to relate to people that are a decade older than me, you know? So what am I talking about? Like, the college that I have applied to, you know? It's hard. But I feel like I'm getting my footing, and I have some bases covered already. Next thing is, after this vote, I am definitely rocking with the kids' table. They are well, that's who I'm gonna go with, and Rocky is definitely my number one for sure. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really vibing with Courtney, but I did, like, me, Bar, and Rocky were talking, and we were like, we gotta keep her around, you know? Like, she can be a shield. And as much as, for me, like, I don't know how long I can deal with, like, a crazy personality. It's just very overwhelming for me. But we'll see, you know? Yeah. So, yeah. I'm vibing with it. I told Kristin about how Sandra put out her name, and I feel like that really helps solidify me and Kristin's relationship in game. And I feel like she will have my back after that. So yeah. Day 2, I was stressing. I was shaking in my boots the entire time. And whenever Sondra told me, like 2 minutes before we had to leave a crossroads, that my name had been brought up, I was very nervous. Very, very nervous. But the thing is, like, Sondra, bro, you're just trying to make me, like, scared. Like, give me a good reason, you know? But I'm glad that I'm here another day.
Such a great episode for me. Honestly, work. And let me get to why. So we immediately got on call with our team, and then, you know, Jonathan comes on and he says, like, okay, so this is today's challenge, and we're thinking, like, cool, it's an exemption challenge, we're gonna win, get the hell out of here, whatever. Cut to the end of the challenge where Jonathan goes, oh, that wasn't an exemption challenge, both of y'all are going to Crossroad, but the winning team gets to watch the other team's Crossroad as well, and that was our team, which was honestly awesome. I feel like it wasn't, like, it's not a significant thing that would happen for my game. It's not gonna be, like, the reason I win, you know, watching their first Crossroad, but it was good for morale, and it's still good to see that, like, we know what happened over there. 4 people got votes on their Crossroad, which is quite a lot, but it was, like, a big majority, and then 1-1-1, so I don't know really, like, what happened there. I guess I'll figure out in the future. And then we get to our Crossroad, and that was honestly, like, I've known who's, like, going home from, like, the first 5 minutes of strategizing. So we got on call, me, Annie, Rocky, and Courtney. And I just want to point that out, that Annie and Rocky, they're the people I'm rolling with. That's my only solid alliance in this game. It's called the Kids Table. I like them. I genuinely think that we could do some damage together. And so if I'm protecting anyone at this point, it's going to be Annie and Rocky. But again, not going to stick my neck out too much because I don't want that target on my back. So we got on call with Courtney. And Courtney was, like, immediately just, like, Courtney is a very big personality, y'all. Like, very big. And, like, sometimes it's, like, it's cool. I was actually, like, talking to Rocky about it. I was like, is it something that we want with us? And Rocky said something very true, in my opinion. He said, you know, like, she could be a great shield. And I agree with him, and I don't feel like Courtney would be the type of person who would just, like, backstab me with no remorse, especially if I show her loyalty. So I've, you know, decided to roll with Courtney. And so she, like, right off the bat, she goes, like, I don't trust Sondra. And I'm like, okay, well, I do, in my head, but I'm not gonna say it, because I've talked with Sandra on Messenger, and she said something very true to me, and that was that majority is everything, especially in such an early stage of the game. And I totally agree with her. So if majority, or not even majority, if anyone says Sandra's name, I'm not going to be the one on day one who's like, yeah, I'm not feeling like it. I want to do something else. Like, no, you want to do Sondra? You can get majority on her? Great, let's do Sondra. You know, that's kind of my thing. And so I completely agreed with Courtney, and so did Annie and Rocky. And we got to thinking, like, who else can we get on it? And so Courtney immediately named Kristin and Josh. And I'm like, great, because Kristin seems like the type of person, like, that I could trust, and that's awesome. And then Josh is just, like, someone who I I genuinely want to solidify, like, I want to solidify alliances with all of them, but Josh specifically, I really dig his vibe, and so I'm gonna do my absolute best to, like, really solidify something with him in the upcoming days. And so she named both of them, and, like, we talked to them, and she also said something about Aleaha, so, you know, there was also, like, talking with Aleaha about what's gonna happen, and how it's gonna happen, and everyone were just kind of, like, on board. The only person who I couldn't really get until, like, very late in the round was Joshy, but it was just because, like, people were hopping on and off from, like, different rooms, but I was told, like, multiple times that he is on board, and when I got on call with him and Courtney, he actually said, so we were talking, Courtney, myself, and Joshy, and Joshy and Courtney, they were like, oh, we think that Sandra might have a compass, and I'm like, I personally do not think that, but, like, pop off. And so Joshy suggested that Courtney throws a vote on Annie, because Annie was a name that was thrown out by Sondra, but also Sondra threw out Courtney's name. So it was, like, just to make sure. And I wasn't, like, a big fan of that, but obviously I made the promise to not tell anyone, because, like, why would I burn myself with that information? So, like, I know that the vote eventually was 7-1-1. It was 7 votes on Sandra, and then 1 vote on Courtney from Sandra, and then 1 vote on Annie from Courtney. So I think that Joshy and I are currently the only people on the team who really know what happened and exactly who voted for who. And so I'm feeling great with that. I feel great about everyone on my tribe, honestly. Courtney's a bit, like, kooky, but in a good way. She was like, you know, we had a challenge that was, like, either brain or balance, and she was like she said something about, like, being a balance instructor for celebrities, and she completely choked. And I was like, oop, it's kind of giving, like, Debbie in both her seasons. But, you know, she actually gives me, like, Carolyn vibes from 44 in, like, the best way possible. If I could be the Carson to her Carolyn, I'm totally down for that. So we'll see how that goes. Other than that, as I said, like, I have my solid alliance with Annie and Rocky. I really like both Joshy and Josh. Just something about both of their vibes. I really want to solidify alliances with them, like, even more than I already have. And I feel like I could do something with Joshy and Courtney due to the fact that we're the only 2 people who know that Courtney voted for Annie. So I'll see about that. Kristin is someone who was included by Courtney in our, like, core, and I'm like good with Kristin. I still need to see more from her, but she seems like a very loyal person. And Aleaha, like, again, we've spoken tonight, but still not to the point where I'd be, like, happy with, like, saying, like, oh, I know Aleaha, I know what she's up to. Like, so I want to talk to her a bit more and see where that goes. And that's it. That's episode 2 for me. It was a great episode. I feel like I'm in a great position in my team. I don't feel like anyone's gonna come for me anytime soon. And I just hope that I'm not wrong, you know? So that's it. I'll see you all tonight for episode 3. Have a great day, and Team Bar.
All right, congratulations. I was nervous.
Did you just hear my boyfriend go, congratulations, I was nervous. The one person I want fucking out of the show. The one, I fucked up the whole fucking challenge. I just fucked up the whole fucking challenge, guys. I fucked up the whole fucking challenge. I fucked it all up. I know that I'm a lot. I know I'm a lot. First and foremost, I'm a lot. For everyone. That was me trying to tone myself down today. I think that maybe day by day. I just have to take it day by day. But today was a good day. Sandra was my goal of the day. I thought for sure that she had an idol. And I hope she left with an idol in her pocket. But I think that because Sandra doesn't have it, or didn't use it, then maybe it's either Kristin or I hope it's Annie. I really like everybody on the team. I wish that I had more time to spend with them, and I even texted Shade and said, can I text people and say hi?
All right, hi. I'll try to be more polished with these going forward, but all right, round 1 confessional. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know why. I feel like the tribe really likes me. They all are really vibing with me, and this is the most positive interactions I've had on a tribe before in playing one of these games, or a party, I should say. But yeah, I really feel and the fact that I was being summoned to rooms, people wanted to go and talk to me. They wanted to go out of the way to try to talk to me. It makes me feel good. I was probably the fastest person on the challenge. I got my word scramble in so quick, lickety split. So I'm proving, hey, I'm here, I'm team player. But when they dropped that bomb that both parties will have to go to Crossroads, child, I was not ready for it. But I knew what I ultimately wanted to be done, which was Sondra, because she wasn't cutting the mustard. She just wasn't it. Oh, this idiot is right here doing something stupid while I'm driving. Oh my god. But anyways, yeah, it was a cool day. I feel like I'm now being recruited to a 6-person alliance and a 4-person alliance. But honestly, I feel better bonds with the 4-person alliance of me, Bar, Joshy, and Kristin. I swear I will learn their names at some point, even if they are in my life. But those are the 4 people I really feel good with. And with this being a solidified 4, and now we only have 8 in our party, that would now give us the majority. Well, at least half, and we can maybe try to pull someone over. But yeah, I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic. I'm a little worried going into this next round because I know that I'm going to have to leave part way through because I have starting a new job. I know orientation starting at 5 p.m. local time is not ideal, but then again, that's the life of, I can't shake a nose at it because I've been unemployed for a year. So, wish me luck. I'm going to hope that I can, within this first period of time, I can go and do my part to help my party win the challenge, so that I don't have to worry about potentially missing out on a Crossroads. But yeah, fingers crossed, and hopefully I'll be here again to do another confessional, hopefully in a more safe environment. Bye.
What's up, guys? We just had our first Crossroads. It was a doozy. They were scrambling before the Crossroads. We were jumping to parties. Sandra's name came up. Annie's name came up. Courtney's name came up. And Courtney wasn't really listening during the challenge. She kind of messed it up for us. Even though we won, she didn't follow the instructions properly and had to do it 3 times. And she's got this rambunctious, fun, energetic personality, but she seems so scatterbrained and all over the place. But she seems to like me a lot, although it's a little weird. But I think she's nice and sweet, and I really think she's non-threatening. But she's a little bit wild, and I don't know if I'll be able to work with her long term. But she seems to have good vibes for me, so I want to give those good vibes back. So the vote came down to Sandra being super duper aggressive in terms of talking about advantages, talking about compasses and clues and stuff like that. And she also, I think, rubbed people a little bit the wrong way with some of the way that she was talking in terms of I don't know, making people a little bit uncomfortable. And that's where the vote was moving. I saw Sandra as a huge threat to me because I want to be the only person that's like on top of all the advantages and all the compasses. So I didn't want her to have like, to be invested so much in finding all this stuff in the game. I didn't want that in the game. She was already like on people's radar. So I was happy to vote Sondra. That was my goal, like even from day one. I thought her conversation with me and Bar was a little bit not like flowing properly with all of us. So I'm okay with that. But I think I overplayed my hand a little bit. I was worried about Sondra having a compass that she might use on herself. And I like wanted to protect myself and also, I guess, Courtney. So I told Courtney to throw her vote on Annie, but I told her that in front of Bar. So that's a liability right now. That was really overplaying so bad. I just didn't want like some rogue vote to go on me. But that was silly. That was bad. And that shows me to be a threat. And now I've got a secret, and like, and Annie knows that, like, Annie can know that I had Courtney vote for Annie. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I might want to just like own up to it, because I would rather work with Annie at this point than Courtney. I don't know how controllable Courtney is. I think she could be a good ally, but I'm not sure. I mean, she voted the way I asked her to, which is good, but I think she can also be a huge liability for my game. So we'll see. That's giving me a lot of pause. I think I way overplayed it. I think I'm making really good relationships with like Josh, who I love, Bar, Kristin. I think I've got a good core there. But yeah, I don't like that I have liabilities now in the game. But I also, I don't know. I want to like try to like bring Annie in the fold and throw Courtney under the bus probably. I'm going to say like I was just confused. I thought I was supposed to be telling Courtney that, and we were going to vote like Sandra. I don't know. I might make something up. But Bar still has that trump card on me. Like, he was in the conversation where I said like, all right, like, you do this. And like, what am I doing? Why am I leading so much? This was never going to fall back on me. It didn't matter if she used her compass. Her vote would have never landed on me. So it's just an overplay on my part. And I got to really sink down. I got to sink down and let bigger characters take stage, because I don't want to be leading the vote. And I think I led that vote. Kinda. So it is what it is.
Okay, so it was a double crossroads, and so that sucked because we did really well on the challenge. We had two people that kind of struggled a little bit, but we were able on the brain tribe. So there were people that were doing, I forget what it was called, balance, I think, and then there were brain people, 5 people on balance, 4 on brain. I was on brain. We had to unscramble some words. We got those all very quickly. All of us brain power people got those like very quickly. So I guess that gave us an advantage for those ones that kind of struggled a little bit. So we ended up coming up on top and able to watch the crossroads of the other party. I didn't really get much information. I mean, it's the first crossroads, so not going to get much information this early on. And they had a lot of like random votes, like a lot of random names were thrown out there, but one person, I think her name was Megan, went. Anyway, we get to ours, but before we get to our crossroads, obviously we had like an hour to talk, and just from talking with Sandra yesterday, I thought that she was going to go after Courtney, and Courtney did struggle today, so I thought that was definitely going to be what was happening. I got into a room with Josh right off the bat. And Josh was like, what are you feeling? I was like, I don't know. Like, is it Courtney? Because I was just getting the vibes, just because she was talking and people were silent. Before we jumped into new rooms, he's like, well, I'm not feeling Sandra and other people aren't feeling Sandra. And I was like, okay, I had clocked that yesterday. Just her trying to be the leader. Not really, I don't know. I could see it forming, but she seemed to have that leader role, and so I didn't know if that was going to be something where people fell in line with, or if they were going to rise above against that and kind of go after, which is what happened. But then, lo and behold, I get in a room with Annie, and Annie's like, Kristin, Sandra saying it. Like, first, I mean, like, 2 seconds into it, I don't even think I turned my camera on, and Annie's like, Sandra said your name. Well, let's not throw my name out. Like, let's just not do that. That's silly. Let's not do that. And so then, of course, I jump in a room with Sondra and Courtney at that point. Sondra then threw out Annie. Of course, she wouldn't say my name to me. I also then went to other rooms with people that I feel really connected with. Josh being one, Bar being another, Rocky, Aleaha. And I'm like, my name's being thrown out there. Sondra threw my name out. They all were like, that's not happening. Of course, there's talk of a compass. So it was, there could have been a moment of, if we all did vote Sondra and she played a compass, and she voted me, that was like sole vote to evict, or to desert me. I gotta get this terminology down. But yeah, so I don't know. I felt like then we started hearing more traction on the Annie thing. That was not going to happen. I was not going to vote Annie, but I also, of course, never got back into a room to let Annie know that was happening, to give her the same courtesy she did me. So that's one of the main things I'm going to do tomorrow, to talk to her. The room things are hard. Like, it's hard to get into and talk to those people. I tried to circle back with everybody afterwards. And so, yeah. So we get to our crossroads. Ends up being a 7-1-1, 1 vote on Courtney and 1 vote on Annie. Obviously, the Sondra vote was Annie. I don't know who the Courtney vote was. I can see myself getting some flack for that, because if people thought that I was nervous about her playing a compass, then I would have put my name. But I made it very clear that I wasn't going to put anybody down just to save my own butt. I'm not that type of player. I even said it when I was voting that, going against my better judgment, I voted to take Sondra out. So we shall see what comes of that. I do think our party is very strong. I think we're going to be able to take the exemption win. And so we just need to stay out of crossroads, and we'll be set to go. So no more doubles. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, so today went well. We won, but we still had to go to crossroads because it was basically just like a double elimination. We got to view the other people's tribal. It seemed pretty chill. The person who went was pretty unanimous. Same with ours. Sondra went. And I think that that happened pretty easily. I felt bad because I think she was just having a hard time fitting in and just kind of figuring out how Discord works, which sucks for her, but it was an easy vote for me. I didn't have to use my compass at all. Everyone was also stressing about it. But yeah, I feel like it really solidified my relationships with Annie, Kristin, Courtney, and oh my god, what's his name? Bar. I love you, Bar. So sorry. But yeah, so I think the kids' table is going really strong with Bar and Annie. And on top of that, I feel like I had a really good conversation with Josh and oh my god, what's her name? Ania? I know. But I've basically had really good conversations with literally everyone besides Joshy. I feel really comfortable with. I feel like they want to work with me. They reached out to me and they're like, I want to work with you. Joshy, I just don't really have time to talk to. And I don't think there's anything against him, but it's just the fact that I haven't been able to talk to him. Literally the two people I hadn't talked to at that point was Sandra and Joshy. But literally I feel comfortable with everyone. And I do have to watch out for Courtney is a wild card to the max. And I'm saying this I love Courtney to death. But for my game, she is a big shield, yet she's a blind spot for me. And I really have to be careful going forward, especially because she's the one that knows the most information about me possibly having this compass, which sucks. Because I wish no one had any idea. But it feels good to have this in my pocket. And I think just everything went smoothly. I think I didn't have to stick my neck out too much. I didn't have to be we should do this person. It was, okay, let's all do it. And I think that's really good for my game. I think that my social game is going well, which is usually my backbone, my bubbly ass, can't shut the fuck up talking self. But yeah, I think it's going well, and I'm very happy with myself. I'm happy with how I played, and I feel good day one. Woo! Not first boot. Let's go.
A few quick words. Dang. I am disappointed. However, I'll tell you that I think maybe I manifested that. I've been talking with my friends and family about my experience and, you know, saying, you either love me or hate me, so it'll be one or the other. I'm going to be voted off first, or I will be the last one. So at any rate, I know 2 people that are super excited that I got voted off. One. 2. Bless their hearts. Thanks y'all for the experience. I had a great time. I would definitely be open to trying it again because I'm competitive. And if I did it again, I definitely wouldn't tell you assholes about all of the emojis in the announcements. So I would have left that to myself and gone and gotten that advantage all to myself. Anyway, y'all have a great season. Bye.